Yeah, let's just do it again.
Or like
That's like for my band. That's how we're trying to record. That's how we want to record. We want to do it just like a one sesh. I feel like most famous bands do that. To be honest, they'll play together. I think there's a few exceptions. Maybe like Green Day, they record separately. But like for us, we're trying to get a setup like that basically.
Yeah.
Or eventually, I want to have like a fucking echo room, like a dedicated echo room, and like that's the goal for sure. But
What do you mean? What is that?
an echo room, so like so imagine, so Motown, right? Motown sound and like that era.
Oh, like if you're in a
Motown, like
if you're in a hall.
no, it's a type of music. It's like a studio.
No, I'm talking about the sound.
Yeah. So the sound, so the studio Motown on the what is it called, the Addict. They have like basically like a microphone on one end, and it basically and a speaker on the other end, and the speaker plays whatever you're kind of recording or whatever. So say like bass or guitar or vocals or whatever, and it plays in that room in the speaker. But once it gets to the mic in the room
It's like
that you set up,
the echo.
it becomes an echo. So it's like a delay in a way, because it takes time for sound to travel. So
what would be the benefits of that, or what would be the end product of?
so for that one, it would just be a really good effect. So it's like a natural effect at that point. So you're pretty much as close to echo as you can be. So like with digital, like it's just more of like I feel like it's further than analog.
Oh, okay.
Like we have digital, and most people will say like, oh, analog goes a different way. Well, this is like something else. I think this is like, that's like more of like a theory effect, I would call it. I don't even know. I'm sure there's a name for it, but I don't know the specifics.
Well, the thing is, like with most of the effects, you wanna provide a certain experience when you go to listen to it. And then the way that you listen to it is another thing. Like, for example, if you have headphones on and you listen, like if you're listening, let's say, you guys are listening to this podcast on headphones, you're gonna pick up on all the little things, right?
Oh yeah.
As opposed to hearing it, on your phone or whatever.
It's the different. Yeah, like when you're mixing, it's best to do both. But I feel you. Yeah, I think as far as like the echo and shit like that, or like doing it with the room, yeah, that's what you're gonna get, a better experience overall. Because I could say that now, like, oh, I recorded this song doing this method.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna come into it with that expectation, and it's gonna be like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. Like you could get that with that. Like, I didn't know that. Like, it just kind of cool. It becomes a cool story at the end of the day. I think that's like the main thing you take away from it. I feel like the story.
No, that's cool. And then, so where do you you're only posting on Spotify? Spotify, your music?
Oh,
you're uploading on
my music? It's on everywhere, dude. Oh, well, I'm not on SoundCloud, I'll be honest, but I'm on like Spotify.
So is that like a big thing, like to be on SoundCloud? Because to me, like
I would say for smaller artists, for sure. I'll say this only because you can comment on SoundCloud and you could like on SoundCloud, which is a really cool feature, and I feel like when you're on SoundCloud, you have the expectation of like, yeah, this is an indie artist. Like, so if you're more like starting out,
what you're not expecting, like high quality.
Yeah, it's like,
I get it.
Kind of like a beginner. Like this is startup. Yeah. Like this is startup zone, pretty much. I'd say SoundCloud. But more of my serious projects, they go with Spotify. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music. Oh, with Parallel Illusions though, we're on SoundCloud there because we have more projects that. Well, with band recordings, that's the interesting thing, and that's the hard part about like recording all together. It's hard. Like, for one, finding the time is the fucking hardest thing.
Yeah.
This and that.
Well, synchronizing. Like for example, we had low tech.
Oh right.
Not low tech, basic tech, right?
Basic.
Basic tech would be like what we have right now: microphones, connected to a computer.
Right.
But you have, you obviously have like little
Yeah,
interfaces
get
and
some shit in, right?
and
Tonight.
But yeah, when we had like the basic tech, it was hard to synchronize because we would record one at a time.
Right.
So for example, we would have to decide on the song who's who's gonna go first. Usually it was like, okay,
word.
let's do rhythm or drums first, and then that way somebody can keep time. Like the first person to go, like, okay, well,
Right,
you're the
like
one
that's the person who
you're
leads,
the one
right?
that's keeping,
the
yeah. So usually we try to just like, Danny's real good at it, so we're like choose him. But then for him it's like, okay, well, let me know when the changes are, right?
Yeah, that's the trouble. That's where the trouble starts, dude.
That's the cues, and you're like, okay, so we're, I remember this one time we were just like standing next to him, and while he's playing, I think Oscar was like, keeping count of the guitar, and I was keeping count of the lyrics, and then I would like tap him, or I would signal like, this is when you change, because you know how you would signal like a conductor, because it's not like, okay, now go. It's like
and now. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
And it's funny because like, we would do that during shows too. If we covered something, for me it was more. I had to learn like the entire song. Who was gonna do a solo when, when the accents were, and excuse me, and then when when to come in with the lyrics, or if I were playing guitar at the time and singing. Right.
So you have like the whole.
I needed the whole thing,
just so you could be on like, so you could signal them or what?
No, it's just
or so you could be on cue basically.
On cue
with the vocals.
On cue, because I can't just say like, okay, well, I'll just count in my head and then go for it. You want to have. You don't want to be on like autopilot. You want to be able to react. For example, a stick breaks, or he drops his stick.
Oh yeah.
Or a cue's missed. Okay, let's.
Again, like I get you. You want to be like on it for sure. I feel the same way. Like with me and my band, we do the same thing. We're like signaling each other.
Yeah.
We're fucking like I feel like everybody looking at us like during the show, they don't know what's going, like they don't know how into it we actually like are, like what's happening. I think that's super interesting about making a show though, right?
And yeah, the cool part is that you have that freedom, you have that like the little range of like how much, like for example, someone hits like a wrong. It happened to me where the G string on the guitar would always like for whatever reason.
It's always the G string. It's always.
It would always be like half a step down. We're playing and it's cool, and then I'm not using it for a while.
Shout out to Gabe. It's about to play. Gabriel is my bandmate.
It happened to him too?
Dude, like the G string is our fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Our worst nightmare, bro. But anyway, go on.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why it happens like that way. Because I would always have that problem where, and it was always like midway through the song. So for example, we had some songs where I'm not even using it for let's say we have a set, right?
Right.
I'm not using it for like, I'll use it in the beginning. Everything's tuned. Somewhere during the middle of the set, it goes out of tune, and then the next song starts off with that G.
Ah, no.
So, for example, I don't know if you remember Desert Eagle. That was like G, and then
Desert Eagle. What's that by? Who's that by, bro?
It's by I think at that time it was MSF. It wasn't like Shit Fighters.
Oh yeah,
it was MSF.
That's caught.
I
actually do remember that. No, you're saying it.
Yeah,
you're bringing back like flashbacks right now.
Oh, it's funny. Here's a cool story, and dude, it happened here. Two stories. I have two stories. So the first story was my parents had paid for someone to recarpet like the little office room that we have, and we had fresh tile throughout the living room and the kitchen, and so there was no furniture there. It was just wide open. And at the time, it was just us three. You know, me, Danny, and Oscar. We had played a show before where it was just us three, and it was kind of hard because the same mic that I had for my guitar,
right,
I would have to switch it for like vocals.
What?
So so I would sing covers like System of a Down or Black Sabbath.
Right.
That was like our the ones that we were really good at.
Right.
So yeah, and then I remember Danny's what's it called, the bass drum or
the kick drum, right? The kick drum.
Whenever he would kick it like mid song, it would just start sliding away from him.
Oh yeah.
So he was like by the end of the song he's like playing out here, and then I would try to like stand in front of it, hold it.
That's fucking awesome. So you're over here fucking clinking this.
This like here's another. So yeah, that was like our setup. So I think the parents were out for the weekend, and so I was like, well, just hey, we can jam here. Let's jam. Let's just we have like nobody. We're not gonna bother anyone because no one's gonna be here.
Right.
And then I think my friends from like high school were around here or something. So then I was like, hey, we'll just come over here.
Nice.
And the good thing about them was like they were the smart kids. Like one of them was like the class valedictorian, and everybody was like super smart. So there was like I felt comfortable like because they were respectful. They were
Definitely.
And so they came over, and they're just on the couch, and we're playing like whatever we knew like for them. System of a Down.
Bro, that's like a good feeling. That's a good feeling.
And we have my friend took a picture of us, and I think we still there's a website somewhere
that has it.
That
you guys are on the internet.
That we're on there, because we were asking. It's like you post to get band members, like because we were looking for a bass player, right?
Okay.
So then you post like your band info and
right.
And the picture, the cover picture was that one.
What?
Yeah, I'll show you because I don't remember exactly where it's at, but I'll show you. And it was that one, and then so we're just hanging out and just playing, and it was just like an impromptu like thing.
Right, it was kind of more of a jam, right?
So that's the first story, right? The second story was so around the same time, we had played at someone's backyard, and it was just us three, and we're like, well, fuck, we gotta just make it work right.
Right.
That's why like I had the guitar, so I can just kind of fill in the gaps, like the rhythm whenever he's doing the solo, I'm doing the guitar.
That makes sense.
And so, backyard, like pool party, people that we knew. So it was just like whatever, right? And then, it happens where his drums are sliding out. So I'm already kind of preoccupied with like just like
trying to help him and shit.
Yeah, for us to just like stay together. And I still remember a song by Black Sabbath, "N.I.B." that we were singing, and I was doing the whole like air horn, or what's it called, the air raid horn, like whenever like whenever there's like a bombing, you get that big woo.
Yeah.
So I was doing the whole thing, and the first the first chorus or the first part of the song, cool, right? And then it almost like it starts over, right? The second part.
Yeah.
And I forget.
Like you forget the song, or
I forget the lyrics.
Oh no.
And all you hear is just Danny like on the hi-hat just like nothing. Nothing. I'm like I was like, help me out if you know it, right? Nobody knew it. And I'm like,
You just made it up. You just made it up. No.
No, they just kept the time just kept going, right?
Oh, I see.
Dun, 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 dun,
You just moved on. That's funny.
Yeah, and I was like,
I know that feeling though. Like
till this day, I still remember that. I think that was the only time I forgot the lyrics.
I forgot in my own lyrics, but like to my own song. Dude, I feel you, it's worse, I think, if it's like your own song, because it's like, bro, you're supposed to know this shit, come on. No, but I like, well, I kind of make it up, I'll fake
the thing is, like, when it's yours, you have a little more leeway, and you're not going to get too, like, caught up, and the whole thing is, like, when it's live, you just keep it going.
Yeah.
Because the whole
point... That's, like, everything. You have to keep the show going.
Yeah, that's one of the things, like, we never just like stop, like, oh, you know, we forgot or whatever. There was one show where I had to cut out a song because I just couldn't, for nothing, I never really learned it. Like, it's just like, for example, a song that well, I'll tell you what song it was. It was Magic Carpet Ride.
Magic Carpet Ride.
So, for example, I never really liked the song. We were gonna cover it for
that's you have to like it. You have to like it to win it.
Dewey's birthday, and it was like a 60s theme. Or
oh, really?
It was like a hippie theme, right?
Oh, I remember.
So then most of the stuff that we were singing pertained to that era, and we even had costumes on, and so we're doing the whole thing.
Was that Noah's house?
Noah's house, yeah.
Okay.
And so we went through the list, and then like, you know, we did some last minute you know, rehearsing the day of in the morning, and so I wasn't comfortable with it, and it kind of sucks because one of Noah's friends was gonna substitute for the bass, right?
Oh man.
So he was gonna, you know, play, and you know, their friends were gonna be there. So
to forget that was a suck.
That night, you know, when it came up, you know, we're like tuning and stuff, and then I go to Dan. I was like, we gotta skip the song. He's like, okay, just, you know, tell Oscar, tell everyone else. I was like, hey, we're gonna skip this song. All right, cool. And then he's already putting on the bass, and we're like,
no, sorry, dude, we're skipping
we're like,
that
hey,
shit.
no, we're gonna play the song. Like, oh, what? And then I was like,
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude, the show.
Put your bass away, dog.
But